Hi there, welcome to the GF channel. Today I present you some eye candy. It's a decorative cover for the engine, not mounted. This will be the procedure of mounting. It is gonna take a couple of months probably until I fix it properly. First let me tell you where I got it from. Every Mazda 323 or Protege 5, I believe, which is the sport version of 2.0 liters FS engine, has one. I believe everyone, which makes it not so hard to find. You just find one that's already broken and take the cover. The cover has some issues, like the plastic is very good, in very good shape, but the logo is terrible, actually very terrible. I'll have to add a new logo. So these are the dimensions of the logo, if somebody cares. 66 millimeters, almost 67. The maximum you can actually use is about 74, 75. And on that way the size is like 53, around 53 millimeters of the logo, and the maximum you could use is 61. 61, yeah, 61, about 61. That's about the logo. Another thing that is wrong with this cover is the holes here. Almost all of them are rubbers, except one, from which I got this. I guess it's a spacer. I'll have to find other ones for the other 3 holes. I'll probably make 4 of those, so it's consistent to be the same. The sizes of those are come on, around 8 millimeters outer diameter. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to. Okay, I am. So this is about 6.4 inner diameter. 6 millimeters will be good. And the big one, do it. So the big one is 18 millimeters. That's the spacer for those holes here, which means the studs should be 6 millimeters wide. Now I am missing the studs. Sorry about the oil, I changed it the other day. I missed. About the mounting, the studs are missing here. They should go onto the valve cover. Now it's extremely rare to find a valve cover with studs. It's on this only on this model of 323, the 2.0 liter 2-liter engine, FS engine. The covers of FS and FP should be the same, judging by the gaskets. When I check for gaskets for the 2 engines, the FS one has more options, but the FP options actually exist in the FS one, so I believe it should be the same. So no matter from which engine you get the cover, it's good. If you can find one with studs, just use it. I have pictures here how it should look like, and that's the other picture, the other problem. So studs are studs are here. They are a bit of outside, so when trying to do studs, I'll have to do them outside here and here. Now the studs I'm planning to do by just using one of those 2 compound glues, which are like a liquid steel, I think they're called, which are pretty durable. They have wide temperature range. They are also quite durable as for the force they can take. so they should actually be able to hold this even while vibrations and 100 degrees Celsius temperature. We'll see about that. But there's another issue here, which is the biggest issue. The oil cap here, which mine is dusty, the oil cap, see the neck of the oil cap of this valve cover, it's non-existent, there is no neck, which means when you place this on top, at first I thought there are many things that are actually underneath and it cannot reach, it's too low, but then I looked at pictures. So if I go back here, that's a stud, that's a neck of another valve cover. That's actually again 2-liter engine, but this one is without studs. You can tell that by see here there's no stud, and also there is actually letters here, Mazda and 6 valve, etc, etc. The one that's actually with studs, as you can see, there is absolutely no letters here. They are supposed to be on top, on the cover. So if you can find this one, get it. It's much easier. If you cannot, at least find one of these and modify it. That's what I'm planning to do. I've seen one on Mazda Premacy from FP motor, again tall one with long neck. Just waiting for the right price to get it. This one I got for 15 euros without delivery, less than 20 with the delivery. So I wouldn't give more than that for the so-called rocker. When I get it, then I'm gonna use bolts, regular bolts, 6mm, and glue them. Actually, here should be the point, and glue the 4 on the new rocker, and then just get some new gaskets, change this one. It's an easy mod which I will do at home, because I'm gonna take the parts, brand new ones, not brand new, used, but they won't be in the car, and I'll be able to work at home during the winter. It's only waiting time that's gonna slow me down. See you next when I do some of it. Okay, I got the logo, Chinese one, of course. You see the double-sided tape is off by a margin, but it's fine, it's gonna do. I'm gonna have to remove this, place this on top. I believe this supposedly 3M double-sided tape will hold this enough. And another thing that came is the valve cover. It has the long neck. Does look good. Only problem is here I have to extract this bolt. It's broken. Other than that, it looks good. It's exactly what I want. Doesn't have studs, so I'll have to add them. But that's the fun, and it's gonna be even more productive as a video to show you something more interesting. Okay, let's get started with the logo. Logo removal complete. Actually, the logo was glued, and it's aluminum. That's bendable aluminum. Ugly. Now, if they glued it and it works, I assume this is also going to work. So let me try with one hand, of course left hand. I believe it's good enough. Press it firmly, and that's the new logo. Yeah, it looks much better than the old one. I like it. Okay, so work with the plastic is done. Now it's time for the valve cover. Okay, so I've washed the valve cover. I've also removed the broken bolt here, and now I'm at the car finding differences. Well, there are a few differences, of course, don't mind those, and these are not gonna be used. These are actually part of the ventilation system, so there are grooves inside of the ventilation system. Don't mind that it's lower, it won't actually impact anything in the car. One major difference is with the candle pipes, or whatever it's called in English. It cannot fit here. It's just impossible to fit, because this one, the original one, let me see if I'm gonna be able to do it with one hand, of course. The original one, let's see if it's gonna focus, it's about 26. I cannot measure, I measured it prior this. It's 26 here and 24, almost 23.8 to be accurate here. So there is about 2 millimeters difference between the two. So this doesn't fit, and this needs to get widen, which I'm gonna find a special guy to do it, because I cannot. And another thing is, you see this actually a bit taller. It's flat here, not flat, but there is to some extent a groove, while here it's a lot taller. This needs to be grinded down. These we do not care. Yes, this one is also a problem, because this is a square, as you can see. When you try to fit it, it's in the way. So half of it needs also to be gone. And now I'm gonna search for a guy that is gonna actually fix this, to be able to support, to be able to run this on this engine. Okay, cover is here. There was a little incident. The guy made it too thin here, so it had to be welded. This is a pain to check if it leaks. It is good, no problems. And now this fits properly everywhere. Next step is to actually remove the original cover, place this one on, and see if the engine starts. It will be with the original seals, because I don't wanna screw the new ones. And then if it runs fine, I'm gonna start fitting the cover on top of this one. Engine is running with the new cover. All seems fine, so it's time to make some holes on it. And that's the result with the cover on. Now it looks shiny from the top, of course. With everything it's shiny from the top. Okay, come on. At the bottom it's not as shiny, so this is the only one that was drilled down through the valve cover directly. These nuts are adjusting nuts which are not yet finished, and everything else has these adapter planks, or whatever are they called in English, like that. And here these are also temporary. Everything is gonna be glued with metal liquid glue at the end. This is just temporary for now, just to test. That's how it looks like. And at the bottom you can see here here, here and here how it looks like. The glue, the metal, the liquid metal is gonna be used only on the top here, here, here and here, so it won't be at the back. And this is both, so I don't believe anything is gonna go wrong when you glue it from here. The glue is not gonna go actually down, it's gonna seal it. It should hold. Initially I thought of using only glue without drilling, but you know, it feels better if you just drill it, and especially once you get such thing here, an error that got corrected. You kind of already screwed it. So let me check. Yes, here it is. I don't know if you can see. It's already dark outside. I don't have sunlight. This is with the welding. So once you get that point, you're like, hell, I'm just gonna do it old school, drill, see what happens. I'm gonna paint those so they look a little bit better, but it doesn't matter how it looks at the bottom, as many of the things in this world, they look beautiful on top but at the bottom, crap. Anyhow, tomorrow I'll just place this on the car. I'll measure how shorter of bolts I need. I'll go try to buy perfect fit. If not, I'm gonna cut those to the proper length, and after that I'm gonna glue this. Probably paint the cover, since I do not like that this is shiny. Sorry, this is shiny, metal shiny, and this is not. And since if I polish this is aluminum, if I polish it sooner or later it's gonna come to this color because of temperature. Probably it's better to just paint it to something more closely to the shiny, nickelish kind of thing. I don't know, we'll see. And one other interesting thing that I just remembered, those things which I just spilled, how did I fix those things? Well, these are for wood. These have threads in them which I cut. You can see there are parts of thread there which I went through with the stand here. I have larger ones which I was planning to do. This is actually original look. Maybe not this one. This is the original look. This is for wood. You drill that big of a hole and then you punch it, and now you have thread for metal in the wood. Anyhow, I took the smallest ones, well, not smallest, but smaller. The one I showed you, it was bigger. So this one has M6 thread, and the diameter actually fits perfectly with everything. So as you can see, the diameter is just perfect. Outer diameter, it's a bit curly, but it does the job. The inner diameter, because it's M6, the actual M6 is meant to be screwed, doesn't fit, you have to drill it through. And as far as tallness, just being tall, it's about the same. I don't know if you can see it, but it's about the same. I'm happy. The only difference is that this one is a little bit thicker on the outside, which means once I place this on the cover here, so that's my cover, once I place it in like that, it just falls off extremely easily, while if I place this, the original one here, doesn't fit as easy. And now when I do this, nothing happens. I have to actually push it, but that doesn't matter much. So that's the development of this day. See you tomorrow for the continuity of it. Engine is working with the studs. One thing I noticed difference is here you have those mounting points for the cables, these cables, while here you do not, because on this engine they're like that. That's the difference. Liquid metal has cured. It's 12 hours on 20 degrees Celsius to fully cure. So doesn't look pretty, but it will do the job. Of course, I placed on top the plastic cover, so I'm sure these are gonna be glued to the right direction. Next thing is go fit it on the car and show you the final result. Engine is running. I've made about 1,000 kilometers driving. There seems to be no leakage from anywhere. Fixed from there. Not sure if it's gonna be visible. Everything is perfect. Looks good. Only issue is, which still remains to be seen, is this is too low because it hits here, so it has to be a bit taller. So I'll have to change this with another cap, and I'm not gonna paint this. I decided that since everything has to be painted, that if I paint only this, it's gonna be crap. So I'm not gonna do anything. That's good. Only this needs to be changed. Okay, after about a month and a half of waiting, cap is here. I like the build quality, and something that I actually did not expect is they gave me a choice: leave it be like that or have this glued in here like that. That's how it's in the picture actually. Crap. Okay, there's a little bit of wind, and that also came. That's a bonus. I did not intend to show it to you, but it doesn't deserve another video, so I'm gonna show it to you anyhow. This is the cap. I barely was able to untighten it. It's too tight here, the space for my fingers. So that's the cap, that's the new cap. Okay, fits perfectly. Now you can tighten it as much as you like, of course with right hand, and no problem with untightening, because here's the space for your fingers, no problems whatsoever. Looks like that with this thing. I probably will glue it, it looks better. That's the old cap. You can see diameters pretty much the same. This is a little bit bigger, but the idea is your fingers are here, not on the outside, which gives a little bit more space, and it looks better also. So what else did I receive? I received this little thingy, a cigarette lighter. So let's go now. Okay, I'll leave this here. Let's go in the car. It has this plastic thing on top, which is supposed to be for newer models, like that's supposed to be for older models. I did try to place it in and run it. Doesn't seem to be running. It places perfectly. It looks way better than the stock one, but it doesn't want to run. So I'm gonna read on the internet how are those things working. Like, there seems to be separate stuff, and these are supposed to be bent also. You see these? Let me just try to focus. These are supposed to be bent somehow. We have them on the downside, on the thing on the bottom and on the top. I don't know what I have to do with those, I'll see, but now that's not the point of the video. And of course, now that I have stainless steel here and a shiny thing here, I need a shiny thing in the middle. Anyhow, let's go back to the engine. Remove this. That's how it looks like. That's the finished stuff. That's the end of it. I hope you like it. I'm doing more interesting stuff that are coming up soon, so hit that subscribe button. See you later.